Sup, you beautiful bastards. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about today, one of the most requested stories of the day today, the gift that keeps on giving, and that is Pepe the Frog is in the news again. Oh, Pepe, what'd you do now? For those of you that are new here, Pepe the Frog was a character created in 2005, but in the past few years has become a massive meme. Initially, it was just used as the feels bad man meme, something to post showing feelings of failure and disappointment, but it was later adopted and changed by a bunch of pro-Trump people, some trolls, some alt-righters, some just straight up Nazis. So much so that Pepe the Frog ended up being listed as a hate symbol by some groups. We've talked about this in the past. Personally, I think just a blanket statement on that is kind of crazy. You have to take into account context. Yes, there are people posting Pepe the Frog gassing people. We also had a lot of people still using the meme for non-hate-filled things, so it was such a weird branding. But that said, as you'd expect, the creator of Pepe the Frog, Matt Fury, was not happy. And now he and Pepe are back in the news because he is taking it to the next level. Matt Fury had vowed to go after people using his character, and he has now made good on that threat. As of right now, he and his lawyers have been filing DMCA complaints against content that uses the frog. Last month, Fury sued Eric Hauser. Hauser was the author of the book Adventures of Pepe and Pede. In Hauser's book, they said he characterized Pepe as an Islamophobic alt-writer that wants to make his farm great again. And reportedly, after being contacted about the copyright issue, Hauser quickly settled. And as a result, Hauser had to stop selling his book and to give the profits he'd already gotten, the $1,500 plus, to the Council on American Islamic Relations. In a press release, Fury's lawyer said, "Pepe the Frog does not belong to the alt-right. As this action shows, Fury will aggressively enforce his intellectual property using legal action if necessary to end the misappropriation of Pepe the Frog in any way that espouses racism, white supremacy, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, Nazism, or any other form of hate. He will make sure that no one profits by using Pepe in alt-right propaganda, particularly not by targeting children." Adding, "I think he is still disheartened by the way Pepe is being used in the media and is willing and able to respond to that aggressively. That's his plan. He doesn't want his rights and Pepe to be used and misused by the alt-right." And Fury's legal team has also served cease and desist affecting Baked Alaska, Richard Spencer and altright.com, Mike Cernovich, Amazon, The Donald on Reddit. Regarding Baked Alaska, Fury's lawyer said they were the people behind Amazon taking his book down. This because they say his book used Pepe on the front cover. Although Alaska contests this, tweeting, "The frog I used on my book was drawn and created by my graphic artist, not Matt Fury." They also filed DMCA complaints against Baked Alaska's use of the meme on Twitter and other social media platforms. And the argument here seeming to be he put Pepe on the front cover of his book. He's also on social media posting the meme as a way of promoting to his book. He's trying to profit using my property. Another instance of a takedown we saw was against a game called Build the Wall the Game. That reportedly featured Pepe when an achievement was reached. That has since been removed from the Google Play Store. Richard Spencer also reportedly got hit. He is the co-host on a podcast called Alt-Right Politics, which uses Pepe in the logo. Mike Cernovich got hit for what seems to be the weakest of any of the reasons. He reportedly had been publicizing a video of a 3D Pepe dancing around Hillary Clinton. And in response to this, Cernovich actually took to the internet to defend himself, saying that this is actually fair use. Writing, "The lawsuit involves an image that originally appeared in an article on Breitbart. Transformative in nature, the article illustrated Pepe in a cemetery. I posted the image as a thumbnail to my article where I described the alt-right political movement and disavowed any involvement with it. The Pepe image is clearly fair use, it's protected under the First Amendment, and any lawsuit threat is frivolous." And since all of this has been happening, more people have been looking into the situation. A very interesting fact came up. According to the US Patent and Trademark Office, Fury allowed his trademark on Pepe to run out last year. That said, that doesn't necessarily negate Fury's copyright claim. That being because there's a difference between copyrights and trademarks. A copyright protects original works, including literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, and certain other intellectual works. Trademark protects words, names, symbols, sounds, or colors that distinguish goods and services from those manufactured or sold by others. And whenever an original work is created, the author automatically holds the copyright. But if they want to pursue any legal action, they must register their copyright officially. That requires filling out a form and a small fee. So essentially, if Fury did file for a copyright, he is fine here, he's in the clear here to sue. And because lawyers are involved, I would assume that he has it, but we don't know from the outside looking in if he actually does. That was something I thought it was very important for people to understand, because a lot of people were confusing trademark with copyright, which is understandable. And so that's where we are right now. Obviously, because Fury is moving forward on this, news about it is going out, we're going to see an uptick of the memes. We're seeing people for and against this move. A lot of the people that are against it also saying that Fury is a hypocrite. This is because of an interview he did with Vice last year. The interviewer says, "But your main complaints are just a couple of specific aesthetic things and not a principled objection to art being used by people other than the original artist." And Fury responds, "No, because I do art outside of Boys Club and I reference Terminator or Ronald McDonald or other pop culture stuff that I didn't come up with. If I see someone selling something on Etsy like a Pepe pin or something, I just ask them to send me some. I have a little collection of bootleg Pepe stuff, some t-shirts, a necklace, an earring, and some pins and things like that." And so you have people sharing that statement saying he's a hypocrite, but you also have people saying that this actually voids his copyright. But after talking with lawyers, I've been told once again that is not the case. That's another confusion between trademark and copyright. And so essentially it's being argued that this situation is closer to what Campo Santo did recently to PewDiePie. Like when they say things like, yes, you can play our game, you can monetize it, that's fine. That's essentially them granting a license that they can then later revoke. And also understand when I'm talking about this story, there are two levels to it. There's the situation and the legal situation. So I want to pass the question off to you. What is your takeaway from this? Are you on Fury's side or against him? Or are you on his side just for specific instances, like people monetizing his image and not necessarily just making a meme? I'd love to know where you're at on this. But from that, I want to share some stuff I love today, and today in Awesome brought to you by fullsail.edu/Phil. Full Sail University, of course, a fantastic place where you can get an amazing gaming degree. With programs like game art, game development, game design, it is not a surprise why you have Full Sail graduates working on titles like Titanfall 2, Call of Duty, FIFA, Battlefield 1, and more. Whether you're 100% sure this is a road you want to go down or you just want some more info, head on over to fullsail.edu/Phil. And the first bit of awesome, I just want to say thank you once again to everyone going to VoteDeFranco.com, voting for the Philip DeFranco Should It Be Show of the Year. Let's see if we can bring that award home, even though we are nominated against some of these big bastards. Let's show them the nation is strong. Then we got a trailer for a documentary I never thought I would have wanted, but now I do. And that is Gilbert, the documentary for Gilbert Gottfried. The trailer just made me want to see the not screamy side of it. Then we got a Thor Ragnarok trailer, if that trailer came out in the 80s.
And old allies will become best friends.
We also got a trailer for the campaign of Call of Duty World War II, a new one for the Blake Lively thriller All I See Is You, and if you want to see the full versions of everything, I just shared the secret link of the day, anything at all. Links as always are in the description down below. And then let's talk about one of the more in-community and heavily requested stories, and that is the story around Julian Salamita and Jenna Marbles right now. A lot of people wanted me to chime in on this, so let me explain. Both of them prominent YouTubers, they're in a relationship, they have their own individual channels, they have a podcast together. And Julian put out a video called Don't Come to Our House, where he describes a mother bringing her son to their home. And I'll just let him explain the situation.
A grown-ass woman drove up with her son, asking if she knew if this was the street Jenna Marbles lived on. And so I said to her, I said, you can't be here. I said, this is not okay. And she said, I don't know. All of these parents nowadays are taking their kids to these YouTubers' houses. It's pretty crazy. And I said, yeah, you drove here. You were the crazy. Like, you were that. You were the problem here. I don't know why you're trying to act like you're on my team. I said, I think it's best if you leave. And she said, oh, well, we just parked because we're just going to go for a walk. And I said, no, you didn't. Like, you came to our house. So if you could please leave, that might be best. So she hops in her car and leaves with her poor fucking son.
Now, if you've watched the show before, you're familiar with online or YouTube culture, you know that this is not an outlier. You hear about solo instances like this, you saw the crazy amount of kids and parents outside of Jake Paul's house, the Team 10 house. You saw the instance a few weeks ago of someone literally live streaming themselves going to Rice Gum's house and trying to shoot video inside that house or get in. I mean, if you watch my vlog, you know that someone literally found the office, walked into our studio, walked in while I was filming. There's actual like footage of it. Come in. Hi. Oh, are you looking for, who are you looking for?
Anyone.
Anyone? Okay.
I was wondering if I could ask you a quick question.
What's that? Oh wait, can you open?
Oh, I'm a fan.
He just walked right in, he had this box full of these random things. He tried to close the door behind him. I was just like, oh no. That was kind of the reminder of, oh, this stuff happens, and we had to up security since then. So since people want me to talk on this, let me make this clear for those that maybe it's not apparent to you. That is not okay to do. YouTubers' homes, their offices, they're not petting zoos. When people put themselves out on the internet, they open themselves up to criticism online. But that doesn't give you a pass to essentially stalk people, go to their homes, knock on the door. And these parents that enable that, how about you be an actual parent and you say, no, sorry Jimmy, sorry Sally, I'm not going to stalk a YouTuber for you. Just because other shitty parents are enabling this behavior, I'm not just going to follow suit. And the thing is, I know that 98% of you are like, yeah, obviously Phil. There are still enough people that do not understand this, that it needs to be explained. Even if you look at Julian's video, there are over 1,000 dislikes. Over 1,000 people that were like, but why you gotta be a dick about it? Why can't we? That's why this needs to be said over and over. And this is actually a bigger problem than people think, because there are a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people online that do not talk about stuff like this. I know YouTubers who have moved because too many people were finding their homes and bringing their kids around at like 10:30 at night. I know YouTubers who have had to pull their kids out of school because people were trying to go to the school to see the kids. That's insane. Like, I understand that a lot of people feel very connected to the people that they watch online, that the barrier seems lesser than full mainstream celebrity. But you have to understand, if you're doing this, it is not respectful of this person that you apparently like. It's just a creepy and weird thing to do, and I know there are people out there that don't really, they don't see all the social cues, but please just know that is where I'm gonna end this story. And then let's talk about the Seattle Nazi story. So on Sunday afternoon, a Twitter account called Bigot Basher posts this photo of a man wearing a swastika armband with the caption, #anti-fascist alert, Nazi shithead seen on D-Line headed to downtown Seattle. Submitter said they were harassing a black man on the bus. Soon after, the photo pops up on the Seattle subreddit, all these different social media accounts start picking it up, and eventually this text message was shared by the user Teeth and Claws, and it read, hey, so I feel like this is the only thing I can do, but since you know lots of local anarchists, there's There's a Nazi in downtown Seattle right now with a swastika on his arm, screaming in people's faces. I just passed him on 3rd and Unionish. So if you know anyone in the area that would like to give him a beating, he said he's armed, by the way. And we saw accounts run by Antifa and also non-Antifa saying essentially the same thing. And soon after, we got this picture on Facebook with the caption, "Just watch a Nazi get knocked the fuck out." And soon after that, video of the incident was released.
Nation, they deserve the welfare. No, it's like, oh, yeah. I hear nothing to talk about. Night, night. Yeah, you got rock.
And as far as what led to that moment, the guy who took that initial picture that I showed, he said a white male approached the neo-Nazi and yelled, "Get the fuck out of our city." The Nazi then called the man an ape and threw a banana at him. Within moments, another man ran across the street and punched that guy in the face. And as far as what happened after, Seattle PD tweeted, around 4 p.m. Sunday, SPD received reports of a man wearing a swastika armband instigating fights at 3rd Avenue and Pine. Police were on scene in 5 minutes and found him on the ground. He declined to provide info about incident and left after removing his armband. No one else at the scene contacted officers to make a report about the incident. And as far as the reaction to this online, a majority of it has been positive, although people are split. A lot of the positive reactions looking like these tweets. "I'm not a big fan of violence, but when the person on the receiving end of a punch is wearing a Nazi armband, I can't help but laugh. I don't usually encourage violence, but my grandfather fought in a war against that symbol. You show your hate to innocent people, you get what you earn. You try to intimidate people with Nazi gear and threats and harassment, good night." While you had others saying, "You can't condemn violence while being the violent aggressor. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. The best thing to do is be more mature than these people. Don't commit a crime and go to jail." And we've talked about stories similar to this in the past, the whole hashtag punch a Nazi movement. One of the biggest arguments against the movement is if you're saying hashtag punch a Nazi, who's deciding who gets called a Nazi? I've been called a Nazi, some people consider me a Nazi, but unlike instances we've seen in the past, this is someone literally wearing a swastika. So with that noted, I want to pass the question off to you again. What is your takeaway from this story? Are you glad he got punched, or no, you think that it's feeding the problem? Is this a different situation because he is actually wearing a swastika? I'd love to know what you're thinking and why in those comments down below. And then let's talk about Donald Trump in the news. Specifically, I want to talk about highlights from his address to the United Nations General Assembly. And I'll save my favorite bit for last. President Trump spoke on America first and just nationalism in general.
As President of the United States, I will always put America first. Just like you, as the leaders of your countries, will always and should always put your countries first.
Trump also speaking on the Iran nuclear deal.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into. Frankly, that deal is an embarrassment to the United States, and I don't think you've heard the last of it, believe me. It is time for the entire world to join us in demanding that Iran's government end its pursuit of death and destruction.
Also, to confirm what you might have already guessed, the guy with the "bitch, what'd you say" face, that's Iran's ambassador. President Trump then also took a swing at socialism.
The problem in Venezuela is not that socialism has been poorly implemented, but that socialism has been faithfully implemented. From the Soviet Union to Cuba to Venezuela, wherever true socialism or communism has been adopted, it has delivered anguish and devastation and failure. Those who preach the tenets of these discredited ideologies only contribute to the continued suffering of the people who live under these cruel systems.
And then one of the most interesting bits from this is how Trump talked about North Korea.
The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself.
After saying, "If we have to, we will totally destroy North Korea," he called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man. I mean, I know the other day Trump tweeted it, but I didn't think he would actually say it to the General Assembly. I understand, I'm laughing right now because I don't know what the hell is going on. I thought we were out of what the fuck moments. But they just keep coming. That nickname, Rocket Man, that was received wildly different depending on which side of the fence you were on. Some saying it's juvenile embarrassment, this is like a middle school fight. But also you had others saying this is a President Trump tactic. By giving him this nickname, you take this crazy dictator with nukes and you make him into a little joke. This dictator that rules his country, seen as a god by his people, being made a punchline. But yeah, in general, people's reactions were like one of two things. People were either like Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, or they were like White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. But of course, maybe that wasn't his reaction to Donald Trump. Maybe he just had like a migraine. That's it. That's where we're gonna end today's show. Of course, with this being the Philip DeFranco show, whether it be this last story, the first one, anything in between, I'd love to know your thoughts today. And remember, if you liked this video, you like what I try and do on this channel, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you missed yesterday's Philip DeFranco show, you want to catch up, click or tap right there to watch that. Or if you want to see the newest behind the scenes vlog, click or tap right there to watch that. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.